I know I messed up, but I feel I had good reasons for doing so. I want to stay married to him because at this point I would get so screwed in the divorce for my infidelity, but I feel like a double prisoner now. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's doing well. We are back with another story. Guys, I will put the link to this in the description like usual. You guys read the title? Let's get into it. So, I, a 29-year-old female, cheated on my husband, who's 30, while he was deployed overseas. I know I messed up bad, but how long does he get to use it against me? Off the rip, she's the victim. She's the one who was disloyal. Wow. I've been married to my husband shortly after he graduated from West Point about 6 years ago. I too am college educated, but I have basically put my life on total hold to have our kids. Travel with him to graduate from Special Forces training and moves to crappy army towns after crappy army town and sit and wait idly during deployment after deployment after deployment. Okay, before you married him, you knew what you were getting into. Or when you married him, you accepted him for better or worse. You accepted him, and whatever was to come, you was gonna work through it. So she's already starting off her story acting as if, oh, it's this is why, and because he had to do this, and we had to live in crappy towns. She's using it as an excuse, and it's no excuse. But let's keep going. I used to love him deeply, but I just don't know if I do anymore because I resent the situation his career has put us in. I am lonely. I feel like I'm wasting away intellectually. I feel like I've put away more in raising my kids than he has. While all the while he gets massive accolades, medals, and awards, I resent him deeply. At this point, I am staying with him for the sake of our kids, but even that is really starting to wear off. Almost sounds like Aisha Curry. Oh, my husband is, he wins championships and he gets awards, and I was an actress before this. I'm not just his wife. Jealous. Like, how are you jealous of your husband? Like, that's weird. On his last deployment, the loneliness just got to be way too much for me, and I had a very loving and intimate affair with the much older pastor of our church. Pastors. He's in his 50s, has grown kids, and a disabled wife who is no longer interested in sex. So a pastor cheated on his disabled wife. Wow. I didn't love him per se, but I loved that he was attentive. He didn't work out all the time. He enjoyed good meals and wine. My husband is a workout fiend and is constantly counting calories and eating healthy, which after 6 years is really boring. Wow, she's criticizing this guy for wanting to be healthy. Really? She's criticizing him for working, for getting awards and getting accolades, and being healthy. That's an issue. Nothing's right for her. So while our affair was very physical, it was also two people coming together to provide what the other was lacking emotionally and mentally. We mutually broke it off shortly before my husband got home. And even though I would never be with an older guy long term, I really do miss him. Okay, husband's coming. Okay, we gotta stop. Well, it took about a day after my husband coming home to figure out what had gone on. I was not very careful about Facebook messaging with the pastor, so I guess it was easy to figure out. I admitted to everything right away, kind of hoping he would leave me, but he didn't. So I lied and said I was still in love with my husband, and he promised to try and forgive me. Wow. Well, he hasn't, which has added to my overall resentment of this situation. If he stays out all night drinking with his friends and I ask where he was, his reply, well, at least I wasn't having an affair. If he messes something up that he knows bugs me, like not putting gas in the car, I get, well, could Reverend so-and-so remember gas? Like, here's the thing. Like, I've said this countless times. You can forgive somebody, but you're never ever gonna forget. So the fact that you're not gonna forget, I mean, yeah, stuff like that is gonna come. Those are the consequences. You told him, "Oh, I still love you. I want to work it out." All right, you're gonna have to deal with these jokes. You're gonna have to take these jokes because He's never gonna forget that you banged the pastor. He's never gonna forget that. But let's continue. I know I messed up, but I feel I had good reasons for doing so. I want to stay married to him because at this point, he pays everything. I mean, at this point, I would get so screwed in the divorce for my infidelity, but I feel like a double prisoner now. Yo, so she knows she's not gonna get a divorce because she was unfaithful, and she feels like she's not gonna get anything. Wow. She's only staying married to him because he's paying everything and she gets nothing out of the divorce. My question is this: is there a certain amount of time I should allow him to vent over this affair before saying enough is enough? To sum everything up, I cheated on my husband during his last deployment. It's now his weapon in any disagreement, and I'm sick of it. Edit. She has a edit here. I feel people are really missing the point. Maybe because I included the part about our pastor. My husband picked the church. I would delete that, but it's all over comments, so no point now. This is about how long he can continue to hold my mistakes over his head as an excuse for his screwing up or being messed up to me. Hold on, so you're still blaming your husband, which you're saying he picked the church, so it's his fault? Man, it could have been if it wasn't a pastor, it would have been somebody else. Let me see if she has any updates before I go to the comments. Okay, she didn't update about it. I think she's in the comments replying to people though. So let's go to the comments. Someone said, "Well, you cheated on him, so forever." No, really, you guys shouldn't be together anymore. If he could get past the resentment, it'd be a different story. But it's pretty clear he can't. You guys are over. Yeah, they are over. And she's only staying with him because he pays everything. And if they divorce, she gets nothing because she cheated. How messed up is that? Like, wow. Somebody's replying to something. She said, "I know I messed up, but I feel I had good reasons for doing so. I want to stay married to him because at this point, I would get so screwed in the divorce for my infidelity. So I lied and said I was still in love with my husband and he promised to try and forgive me." Ma'am, you are so effing selfish it hurts to read. Divorce him and take your lumps with the hopefully horrible settlement you get. Maybe the pastor can take care of you. Wow. Pastor got a disabled wife and he'll be banging somebody else's wife. Someone replied to that and said, "Well, being the stand-up man of God that he is, she'll have to wait until after he's booted his boring old disabled wife out." Someone else said, "Nope, you had no good reasons to cheat. You could have gotten a divorce, which is the normal thing to do when you fall out of love with someone. Which is, to me, why you get married. You got this person, whose freaking emotions are different every hour of the day. You're going to trust them to still love you 10 years from now? Them not to get bored? They get upset that you... Because she was upset that he counts his calories and he stays fit. Would she be upset if he would have gained weight and got a big old beer belly and was sitting around on the couch sweating? She'd complain about that. Nothing's good enough. That's horrible. But he continued and said, "Furthermore, you and your husband resent each other, and I have no idea why you think sticking around for the kids is the right thing to do. Lastly, the pastor is unethical and immoral. He's probably preaching against the sinful things he does himself." I know, right? That's sad. That's sad. Wow. Someone else said, "You didn't have good reasons for cheating on him, and if you don't have any intention of putting your 110% into repairing the marriage that you ruined, then you should file for divorce and stop stringing the guy on. Edit. And yes, you ruined your marriage because instead of thinking, oh, there are problems I'm having in my relationship that my husband isn't aware of, maybe I should discuss it with him so we can come to some sort of compromise and work things out like a team. You thought, oh, there are problems in my relationship that my husband isn't aware of. Maybe I should go spread my legs for the preacher. Surely that will fix things. Absolutely. What do I say? What do I say? They always go outside of the relationship to try to fix the relationship. It never works, ever. I don't know why they do this. They won't communicate something is wrong. In their head, oh, he should just know. What? No, that's all that's fake. All that's fake is just an excuse for them to do what they really want to do. I don't understand this. You aren't happy. You aren't in love with him. You cheated on him and you wished he divorced you. Reread all of the last sentence. Every bit of it you just admitted to. Why on earth haven't you filed for divorce? Grow a spine, grow up and move on with your lives. Someone else said, cheating does an incredible amount of damage. It is not just a minor transgression. It causes deep and lasting emotional damage. And it usually takes years to get over. It doesn't help that you clearly loved your affair and that you don't sound all that remorseful. So while our affair was very physical, it was also two people coming together to provide what the other was lacking emotionally and mentally. Worse, you resent him, his career. And I'm sure it shows that you resent the career and life of the man you met when he graduated West Point. What did you expect? My point is that there is no statute of limitations. You are to be his rock, his place of safety, and instead you hurt him in the most fundamental way. The amazing thing is that he is not asking for a divorce, but it is only a matter of time before one of you do. The pastor, he was an unethical ishhead. Sure he was nice to you, but to his soldier who had done nothing to deserve this, he was ish too. Wow. You marry a guy who graduates from West Point, you know he's going to go on to his military career, all this stuff. You know all this. And all of a sudden, you use it as an excuse to cheat. Oh, I'm lonely. Oh, I'm bored. I went to college. I feel like I'm losing my intelligence. Read a book. Read a book. While you're at home, teach online. Become an online teacher. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? I feel like I wasted my years. How are you complaining? You know how many... Wow. She's complaining about having to stay home and take care of her children. Take a moment and think about that. Are you serious? He eats too healthy. It's boring. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'll put the link to this story in the description like usual. I'll catch you guys at the next one.